Do you know that the ground you walk on today was once soaked with the blood and tears of our ancestors? The sky was blue, but for the farmers of Bengal, that blue was a curse. Let's go back to 1826, when a Nawab still sat on the throne but had no real power. Everything was controlled by the British East India Company. From the grand offices of Calcutta, they decided the fate of millions. Heavy taxes crushed the common people, and Bengal became nothing more than a machine for making money. The greatest terror of that time was indigo farming. The British needed indigo dye for European textiles, so they forced farmers to grow indigo instead of food crops. This system was called the Dadon system. A small loan in advance turned into a lifelong trap. Once inside, there was no escape. Farmers could no longer grow rice for their own survival. They were forced to cultivate a crop that destroyed their land. Those who refused were brutally punished. They were dragged into indigo factories, beaten mercilessly, their homes burned, and their cattle taken away. Lives were destroyed without mercy, yet life continued in Bengal. People traveled by boats and muddy roads. Trade was simple, society was divided, and while oppression grew, voices of change slowly began to rise. Then came a man, Syed Mir Nisar Ali, known to history as Titu Mir. He saw his homeland in chains. He saw farmers suffering under British rule and cruel landlords. He realized that freedom would not come through silence. The oppression reached its peak when a tax was imposed on beards, an insult to faith and dignity. Titu Mir could not remain silent. He united farmers, weavers, and common people. He declared, "We are not slaves. This land is ours. These crops are ours." Thousands responded to his call. In 1831, in Narkelbaria of 24 parganas, a fortress rose, not made of stone or iron but of bamboo and mud. This was the legendary bamboo fort, a symbol of resistance and hope. From there, Titu Mir challenged British authority. On November 19, 1831, the British arrived with a massive army, cannons, and cavalry. They surrounded the fort. An unequal battle began. On one side were modern weapons and artillery. On the other were farmers armed with bamboo sticks and unbreakable courage. Cannon fire shattered the fort, but not a single fighter stepped back. Titu Mir fought until his last breath and embraced martyrdom. But he did not lose. He ignited a fire of resistance that would spread across Bengal. The bamboo fort fell, but the spirit of freedom survived. His struggle became a symbol of resistance against injustice and inspired future movements. Remember this: we are the descendants of those who stood against cannons with bamboo. This is not just history, this is our pride.